Yes, indeed. Welcome to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. March to the VA from November 11th to November 13th. Go to veteranrescuemission.org to donate $22 per mile for each of the 22 miles we'll be marching to connect homeless veterans with services and to help end veteran suicide and homelessness. I am Mr. Pastor John McLean of that said Veteran Rescue Mission, here with one of my good buddies, Miss Kiki Rogers with Country Financial. Thank you for joining me, Kiki.
Hello, John. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure and a joy. And like always, we got an awesome show, but it would not be the Common Good Radio Show if I did not give grace to a very loving Father that makes it so we have all the blessings that we have in our lives to be able to be here and do a radio show regularly, to have awesome people around us, awesome family, awesome friends. And I like to thank him by reading the Lord's Prayer, and goes a little something like this. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So, all that being said, I have a group pretty much, I think I've said it before and I'll say it again, and even being the founder of a nonprofit, my favorite nonprofit on planet Earth, and possibly even in the universe, and it's almost like this kind of this hidden diamond in so many different ways, because most people that I tell about it, I'm one of the first person that they really ever heard kind of the intricacies of what it does, if even they've heard about it. So it's just such a blessing just to be able to spread the word of the work that they do, which has so many different arms. But today we're going to try to focus in on at least one or two of them, and I have Miss Amy Bass and Tony with Pep Inc. here to talk to us and tell us about the great work that they do.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining
guys.
us. So I'll start with you, Tony. Tell us about the Amato Prevention Coalition and exactly what it's about.
So the Amato Prevention Coalition was formed by a group of local people who placed a request to have folks come and look at prevention messaging and services for youth.
Okay.
We also do adult workshops around substance misuse.
Mm-hmm.
A wide variety of things as far as not only the Amato community, but we cover 3 school districts. We work in Continental School, we work in Sahuarita School, and we do a little work out in San Fernando, Sassabee area, about 840 square miles.
Nice. So tell us about this upcoming event, which I think this will be either the 3rd or 4th year that we've covered this event, and it's just such a blessing to be part of it. But rather than me explain what's coming up, you explain what's coming up.
So the Amato Chili Cook-Off has been going on for 14 years now.
No, this is so. Let me just jump in here real quick. Okay, yeah. So, John, your question about how many years we've been doing this is our lucky 13. So a lot of times people are like, oh, Friday the 13th or your 13th year, it's not lucky. We don't believe in that.
No.
We know that this is just going to be our best year yet.
Absolutely.
So we're saying it is our lucky 13.
Lucky 13,
Your
absolutely.
13th chili cook-off. And where is this being taken place?
So this is at the Amato territory off of Interstate 19, exit 48. We're on the east side or the left side of the interstate. There will be signs directing folks. It's a big open area that we utilize, and we'll have 40 vendors there selling their wares. We normally have about 70 to 85 cars as a car show, as well as the chili event. And basically it's 3 events rolled into one. It's well worth a day out in the country and coming down south of Tucson and seeing what we do.
Well, I'm going to turn it back to you again, Amy, in regards to kind of, you seem to be the connoisseur of the past events, and like, what are some of the past successes, or some of the cool things that people have got in regards to the past Amato chili cook-offs?
So, John, the Amato Chili Cook-Off has become sort of the gem in the desert for our events. There are no other annual events that have been as consistent or recognized by the community that are for the community. And like Tony was saying, it is a lot that happens in one day. So we have the Randy and Rose Estes car show and car and motorcycle show, and we get trikes and all kinds of vehicles. So like Tony said, like 75, 80 cars every year.
Yeah.
We are still recruiting cars, so if anybody wants to register their vehicle, it's $25. They can go on to the website, amatochiliCookoff.org, and register. They can also register their car, come in the day of as well. We have cash prizes and trophies for the car show. Let's see, Tony mentioned the vendors. So we have room for up to 40 vendors, people selling. Oh, it's a great time to shop, like right before the holidays.
You know what's coming to mind is, remember back in 2020 when we had you on the show, and there's so many challenges that you went through in 2020 and 2021. How have you recovered, and what's the difference now versus then? And I know I'm throwing you a lot of curveballs, but these are some really sustenance
It's
stuff.
funny that you ask, because I just told somebody today that I feel like the world is wounded. Like, we're all like, oh, we went through COVID, but we just have to focus on the positive, because our role is to help kids. Like, we are all about helping community and helping kids. So there's no time for that. We cannot look back and think, oh, this was hard or that was hard. Our life is hard, but it doesn't matter, because you know what? There's kids who have lives much harder than we have, and that's what we're here for. So that's why we're doing it.
Well, my thought was, this event itself, like it was a huge event. It kind of went through some challenges, and now it's bounced back beautifully. Like, even like last year, you guys had a really good showing. I'm expecting you're going to have an awesome showing again this year. So we probably have about 20 seconds. Tell our listeners again how they can plug into that, and then we'll come back after the break, and then we'll dive into it some more.
So they'll want to go to the website. It's amatochiliCookoff.org. And when we get back, we'll have Tony tell us about the chili cook part of it. Because I talked about the cars, but there's chili.
Well, that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We got Amy Bass, and we got Tony with Pep Inc. and the Amato Chili Cook-Off and the Amato Prevention Coalition here in studio with us. I am Pastor John McClain with the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. March to the VA, November 11th to November 13th. Go to veteranrescuemission.org to check that out. I'm here with Miss Kiki Rogers with Country Financial. Let's definitely thank all of our sponsors: Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Gap Ministries, BBB of Southern Arizona, Seton Photography, We Care Tucson, Action Print and Copy, Tinting Solutions. I always run out of breath on this one. The Tucson Tasty Show, Kiki Rogers with Country Financial, Inspired Life Mortgage, Inspired Life Chiropractic, and White Stallion Ranch. We thank you all for listening, and we'll be back right after the break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. March to the VA from November 11th to November 13th. Go to veteranrescuemission.org to donate $22 per mile. For each of the 22 miles, we'll be marching to connect homeless veterans with services to help in veteran suicide and homelessness. But to speak of another awesome nonprofit that we have in Tucson, we got Amy Bass and Tony with Pep Inc. here in studio with us. And as we left off, we were talking about some of the fine features of the Amato Chili Cook-Off, the lucky 13th one, to be precise. And I'll turn it to you, Tony, just because you got flair and you seem like you're ready to go. What the process to enter in the Chili Cook-Off, what does that look like?
So you start by going online to the amatochiliCookoff.org webpage, and there's a registration bar to register. and you have to cook the chili in a commercial kitchen. We have folks who are home cooks who utilize local fire stations to cook their chili so that they can meet that qualification. But this year, we're really excited because we have 4 high schools whose culinary art programs are going to provide chili to the chili cook-off.
Nice.
And they are going to sort of compete among each other, although they're not, we don't have a category for them.
Yeah, and I didn't mention it. The only thing I didn't mention is I have Kiki Rogers here as my guest co-host with Country Financial. Thank you, Kiki, for joining me once again.
Absolutely. Well, I was just going to jump in and
Yeah.
say, for those who are participating in the chili cook-off, I know the event, you have more than just the chili cook-off going on from 9 to 3, but the chili itself is during which hours?
So that's from 10:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
And then we have, we announce the winners afterwards. And we hope everyone will stick around for that. And if you come to taste the chili, it's $5, and it's basically samplings from 10 cooks at this point.
Nice.
The registration is still open until Monday for those who would like to cook. And we have some standard winners coming back. Tubec Jacks,
Okay.
who has won 3 awards from us, will be back
Nice.
with their chili.
Okay, watch out for them.
And
Okay.
Longhorn Grill
Mhm.
will be there as well.
Nice.
So we have a lot of different chilies.
That's cool.
Not only meat-based chilies, but vegetarian chilies.
Mhm.
A lot of different flavors. We have Casino La Ley, who will have kind of a Mexican flair on their chili.
Mhm.
And I can tell you that you can eat a lot for $5.
Nice.
The
Oh, yeah.
family will do very well.
I will become with an empty belly. You,
Yep.
you got me. Okay.
Sounds delicious. And what does the proceeds then go to support through your organization?
So all of this started in support of the youth in Amato. So PEP, I'd say it's been about 5 years. We had a building down there that we were renting to run programs out
Mhm.
of,
I remember
and
that.
it was flooded. That was in 2018.
Mm.
And at that time, we went and we just, said to our CEO, John David Arnold, and said,
Mhm.
hey, can we get a building? And it's been a long road, and he believed in us, and we've done the fundraising. The community has stepped up, and here we are. We've got a brand new youth center that is opening this Saturday.
Oh,
how
I know.
exciting.
Yeah, I know.
That's-
All this happening
that's
right
wild.
around the chili
you're gonna
cook-off.
make me cry. Amy.
So the funds that are raised, like Tony said, we've got $5 coming from every chili ticket. We've got $3 for parking. We've got the vendors. They only pay $40 a spot, but all those vendors, the funds go to the youth center. We have music all day, and of course, the car show, and the car show registrations for $25. But the big thing is we're trying to get sponsors. So if anybody is interested in supporting the youth center, it was a $500,000 building, but now with COVID, it's a little over $1 million, and we're kind of in debt. But we're going to raise money. We have faith in the community. They've had faith in us. These kids need this.
Yeah.
There's very few resources in the rural community, and when you see our kids, their hearts are so big. They got the biggest smiles and the biggest eyes, and they have been waiting for this for literally 4 years, and it's happening. So the chili cook-off will support the new youth center. The youth center will support the kids. So by helping the Amato Chili Cook-Off, by coming out, buying a ticket, sponsoring, entering your car, signing up to be a vendor, you can call Tony, who's our coordinator,
Nice.
at 520-310-7712. I just gave out your cell phone number so everybody can call
Sorry,
you.
Tony.
He's coordinating all of that. And then you can also go to the website, amatochilicookOff.org. And Amato is AMADO.
Nice. And Tony, what's something else that you think people should know that maybe we left off so far?
So I think there's a couple things. First of all, Amato is the gateway to Pima County along
Okay.
I-19. With Santa Cruz County to the south of us. I will also say, as a lifelong member of Amato, Amy said it was 4 years for this. In my lifetime, it's been 60 years waiting for a building for youth. There are no youth programs. There are no anything, no Pop Warner football that happen in Amato. And
So this is close to home and right to your heart.
it is.
That's nice.
It's been ups and downs, and I am so glad that we've had a lot of different supporters. As a small rural community, money is tight,
Yeah.
and finding people with money to donate is even tighter. And we're grateful to TEP, and we are grateful to
It's Pima County Attractions and Tourism. They
Okay.
have supported us for a few years in a row.
Mm.
And this year they're providing all of the funding for our marketing. So
That's awesome.
we're here, we're there, we're on billboards, flyers, radio.
That's amazing. Yeah, and I do see. I mean, I see you guys everywhere, rightfully so. I mean, and definitely any attention, any support you guys get, well deserved. You know, like I've said, no joke. I'm not just blowing smoke to blow it. I think this is one of the greatest nonprofits on the planet, and not just because they have amazing people, but they do such a wide plethora of work, and they serve such a wide variety of populations in a way that us other nonprofits look at with a tear in our eye, because we wish we could have that same level of impact. So
Well, John,
so
I
appreciative.
guarantee it's the best chili cook-off in Southern Arizona.
Absolutely. Well, I guess tell our listeners one more time how they can get a hold of you before we jump out of here.
Okay. Go online to the AmatoChiliCookoff.org. You can also reach Tony Bruno, our Amato Chili Cook-Off coordinator, at 520-310. Sorry, I'm going to back that up. 520-310-7712.
All right. Thank you so much, Amy and
Thanks,
Tony.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you,
This is-
John.
Thank
you,
you.
Kiki. Hey, can I just make a fun fact?
Yeah.
Yes.
Country Financial is actually PEP's, the company we use for our
For your
401
insurance?
Oh,
our
nice.
401ks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, great.
So you
Well,
guys
there we
noticed it.
go. You'll take that, huh?
Full circle.
Yeah.
We're happy to serve and really proud to be a part of your organization.
And great service.
Thank you.
Well, we'll be back right after the break. That was Pep Inc., Amy and Tony. Definitely go to veteranrescuemission.org. Check us out. Join us also the first Wednesday of every month at the Arizona Sands Club for our monthly Common Good Business Breakfast, where we show an appreciation to our listeners. We'll catch you right after the break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McLean, here with Kiki Rogers with Country Financial. Thank you for joining me once again.
Glad to be here. And we have a great guest with us today from We Care Tucson.
We have an awesome guest. Her name is Mimi. And if you haven't had the pleasure of meeting Mimi with We Care Tucson, one, I'm sorry for you. And two, go by We Care Tucson and meet her, because just the energy she puts off, the type of person she is, the character of person she is, the type of work she does, it's all good stuff. Granted, maybe I'm projecting a little bit because we're in the same family of people. So thank you, Mimi, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and for, I guess, kind of just to do a recap for either our listeners that heard you last time or our new listeners that didn't hear you on the show last time, what is We Care Tucson?
We Care Tucson is about removing the barriers to education, information, and wellness. So we take in use technology, restore and what we can, and sell it at low cost, but we also have a low cost referral program for those that can't even afford to just shop in the store. But we also take in used medical supplies and equipment, and we give them out free to anybody who needs it.
Interesting.
And I was actually visiting your store when I was looking for a knee scooter, and you guys were able to help us out. So in addition to the medical equipment that you provide to the community, tell us about some of the other technology that you offer.
So we have computers, all kinds. I mean, we have Apple. You can buy just a couple of year old Apple for, $400 or $500.
Interesting. Okay.
You can buy an older
I'm never
Apple.
buying nothing new again. Okay.
Don't.
Yeah.
It's what's great is that we're able to provide things that people wouldn't be able to afford. We all think that, we live at our cell phones, our tablets, our TVs, our laptops, but there are people that don't have access to any of that, whether it's because of financial or any other reason, and we're there for them, and we help them get it.
I'm gonna ask a more existential question because we haven't dug here, but I wanna go backwards, and I'm gonna have you say your full name, and I don't usually say your last name because I don't like butchering people's names. So I'm gonna have you say your full name and tell us, a little bit about yourself and what got you into working with We Care Tucson and doing this type of work. Is that a good one? We like that.
Okay.
Well done.
So, my name is Mimi Aguila,
Okay.
and I moved here in '97, and that is when I began working in nonprofit.
Okay.
When I lived in Chicago, I moved from Chicago. I worked in profit world,
Okay.
government, and all that.
Mhm.
When I moved here, I took what I did as a volunteer and put it in the nonprofit.
Yeah.
And I have worked for some wonderful nonprofits here in Tucson, some that are major, American Diabetes Association, to DK Advocates, which are local and do wonderful things for people with disabilities that need work. And so I love that. It was a chance to give back. It's something that I was raised with, that we have a responsibility to take care of the world and be a light for the world. So that's where I've learned it. And I was blessed to find We Care after I started looking when I left Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And I love what they do. And it's really a chance to be hands-on with the community. I talk to the most amazing people that, despite all the things that they've gone through, they're still pursuing to get through it all and not weighed down by it. So it's really great. And every day I hear somebody's story and I go home inspired.
Interesting. So when you first saw We Care Tucson, what was it about it that really drew you in? Because you seem like the type of person that it would have had to really catch you. There was probably something that really that's the one.
Well, the big thing is I like when you can see what you're doing and the effect it has on somebody. And to truly see that you're making a difference in someone's life. When you and I'm not saying anything bad about any of the charities, but when you raise money for something and you don't always see it direct effect.
Yeah.
I see it every day. I see that, like Kiki said, she came in and got a knee scooter. She needed it. It's hard to get some of these things, not because you can't afford it, but because sometimes they're just not available.
The accessibility.
Yeah. And so getting that.
I hurt my leg recently. I pulled my hamstring. Do you have robot legs?
Not the $6 million man stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, if you get any in, let me know. Absolutely.
You'll be the first.
Thank you so much.
So people can be recipients or purchase some of your items, but what if they have items they want to give? How do they get in touch with you?
Well, you can go to wecaretucson.org and you can submit a contact us form and tell us what you got, and we'll let you know. But we take everything.
Okay.
Anything medical, equipment, open, incontinence products are like gold.
Okay.
Okay.
And we will take them whether the package is opened or not.
Interesting.
People in need don't care. And so we take all of that. I have an RN that goes through and looks what we can legally give out and put aside what we can't. All of the equipment, if we try to fix anything that we can repair and give it out. If not, we recycle.
Interesting.
So...
Are you connected with Gap Ministries at all? This is kind of like an off question, but...
we get referrals from them, yes.
Okay, because definitely I know they have a lot of incontinence products maybe, that they can connect you guys with. So, yeah. And they're another, nonprofit like yourself that I just love. You guys, it's just, we're so blessed to have so many amazing organizations in Tucson.
We do have a lot of great organizations that help the people in Tucson. And sometimes I think we forget, we see all the things that go on the world stage and we want to be helpful there, but we forget what we have and the people in need in our own backyard.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. And I guess, just one last thought. How can people plug in with you guys? How can people volunteer? What's your greatest need?
Our greatest need is everything.
Okay,
we
perfect.
love volunteers. Supplies, medical supplies go in and out as quickly as we get them. Somebody comes in and needs it. And you will appreciate that. I always tell people when we don't have something, just put it out. And for some reason, God takes care of it.
Yeah,
We'll walk
every
in
time.
a day later and I'll call them and it's amazing.
Perfect.
Cool.
And where are you located and how can people get a hold of you?
We're located at 3029 North Stone, and you can call us at 520-514-1588 or at our website, wecaretucson.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mimi.
Thank you for having me.
That's Mimi with We Care Tucson. This is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. March to the VA coming November 11th to 13th. Go to veteranrescuemission.org for more information. I'm Pastor John McLean here with Kiki Rogers with Country Financial. We'll see you right after the break. That one gets me every time. Makes me just want to groove, just smooth.
You got great music.
Just nice, smooth listening on the Common Good Radio Show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. March to the VA, coming November 11th to 13th. Go to veteranrescuemission.org to donate $22 per each of the 22 miles we'll be marching to connect homeless veterans with services to help end veteran suicide and homelessness. So excited for that. I will be walking a lot. So, yeah.
With your hamstring healing
I know,
still,
yeah.
but
What I've been telling people is I know God will have me ready in just short of a month to do that walk, to walk from our homeless veteran transition program and stop at several different homeless camps and go to the VA. And I spoke with the VA today and they asked me, okay, so what exactly do you plan on doing? And I was like, well, I'm going to go there and get my medication. Hopefully I have some other homeless veterans there so I can register them with homeless services. But I mean, ostensibly the campaign will end at the gate, but I do have to get my medication. So,
and
that
people
is a
can
bit-
donate $22 for the 22 miles. There's a significance of 22 for veterans and suicide awareness.
Yeah, in 2015, the VA put out a report that said 22 veterans commit suicide a day. That number's gone up
Every
since,
day.
apparently.
Oh my.
So, and that's actually why we started Veteran Rescue Mission to help do our part in regards to that, especially being, a combat veteran myself, gone through a lot of the stuff these guys go through. So I'm blessed to do it. I'm blessed to have people like yourself, like our other guest co-hosts, Wesley, we have here, Source in the corner.
Hello.
Yeah, another veteran.
Welcome
Definitely
back, Wes.
great to have his support. And then
Always great to be here.
the man of the 10 minutes and 25 seconds, Mr. Curtis Rollman with Action Print and Copy. He's definitely been such an amazing support to the work that we've done. I want to think in a lot of ways, as much as this radio show and the Common Good Media Group as a whole has been a really good platform for us to get the word out about the work we do, the partnership that we've had with Action Print and Copy to be able to have, whether it's a book or whether it's a postcard, whether it's a flyer, or no matter what the print material that I need done with the highest of quality to meet all of the specifications that I didn't even realize that I needed to consider to get it to me as quickly as I've ever had any print place get stuff to me. It's really been a pleasure to have this relationship, and the Veteran Rescue Mission, in my opinion, wouldn't be probably where we were if I didn't make this partnership. So I say all that to say, welcome to the show, Curtis.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate, first, before we get into anything else, I'll just say, really, the reason I partnered with you and even got involved was the veteran connection. I didn't serve, but my two brothers did. And thankfully, they came out of it relatively okay.
Nice.
But not all of them do. And so it's important, in such even in a small way that we, are involved in that.
Yeah.
So
And
it means a lot.
that's interesting. That's the first time I think you've ever shared with me that your two brothers were in the military. Give me more. You open that door. Go ahead.
Yeah, my oldest brother, he retired from the Navy. He spent 23 plus years, went to Iraq both times. You know, he was even involved in Grenada, which you know. But
Was some ball of wax.
yeah,
Sure,
but
sure.
he did a few trips over there. He was a Navy corpsman, and so he was really in the thick of it with the Marines a lot of times. And my other brother was in the Marines. He was in and out and took a different path, but you know, just the fact that he did any time there is a tremendous help
Yeah.
to the country. And I had to be different though. But, you know, I was the youngest. So,
Well,
but I appreciate all you guys, and I appreciate the vets so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's the interesting thought. I mean, I want to kind of dig into this more, just because, you know, being, you know, having my parents and my sister, you know, they had to deal with me being in Iraq, and kind of you know, there's trauma that's involved with that. And I'm guessing it was really hard for them, you know. What is it like being the brother, you know, of somebody serving in the military, and kind of all the different things that kind of they go through? What was that like?
Well, I mean, I think you, when it's happening, I don't think you quite realize the magnitude of it sometimes, especially in the modern world where there is communication. It's not like, you know, when my grandfathers were in the service, you know, their wives, my grandmothers, would have probably written them a letter and waited a month and a half, 2 months to find out if they really got it or
if they
not.
were alive or not.
Yeah. So, you know, it was kind of odd because my brother was able to communicate. You know, maybe it was his rank and the job he was doing, and he had some access to, you know, email and some of these things, and actually was able to call sometimes. But you didn't never really know what was going on until you talked to him after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you worry about him, you think about it, but in the moment you're just thinking, well, it's my brother. He's a professional. He's going to do fine.
Yeah.
You know, you don't ever think that
Anything could happen.
yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So,
cool.
especially being the youngest. You know, you think your older brothers are.
He's bulletproof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To use a phrase that maybe you don't want to use when somebody's off.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
But
Well,
yeah.
thank you for sharing that, brother.
Yeah. No. I like I
It
said,
just
it
goes to
does mean
show,
a lot.
though, that service, the whole family serves when someone serves.
Oh,
And
for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I have I mean, that's one of my favorite pleasures of doing this, is just, it's not just the fact that, you know, I get to work with veterans, but all the people that are part of that veteran family, people that had uncles or dads or grandpas or brothers, or, you know, served, you know, just as a reservist, whatever the case may be, where like we dealt with, like, for one, I'm the son of two people that served in the military. So I served for 18 years even before I joined the military. So it's definitely its own thing. We all play our part. So I thank you for your part as well, brother, for sure. And then I guess let's talk about a little bit about this print and copy place that that you got. So Action Print and Copy, for those who don't know what it is, who are you guys? Where are you guys located? All that fun stuff.
We're a local printer. We print everything from business cards to banners to signs. We're doing a lot more graphics and wall things, you know, things for the walls, art. I mean, it's just we've sort of become a one-stop shop for printing for because I don't say no usually. So all of a sudden, you know, I'll just say, yeah, we'll do that, and then all of a sudden, you know, in a year or so, you're actually doing it. So all manner of printing. We're local. We're here in Tucson and in Green Valley, and we're about to open up a third location on the east side at Broadway and Craycroft. So that's pretty exciting.
That is exciting.
A lot of work. We've just sort of outgrown the space that we have, and so instead of just moving to a bigger space, we're just going to spread out a little bit and have the ability to do certain things over there. And you know, maybe for some of our customers that come from the east side, they'll be able to have less of a drive.
Well, that growth is a testament. So tell us a little more what Action Print and Copy does that sets you apart and makes you special.
Well, I mean, I can't ever say it enough. I mean, my team is what does it. The fact that I have the ability to just even be right here and talk about it rather than being at the counter working, you know, all the time. I mean, they do great customer service. I think we have great prices. But always what I hear is that, you know, we treat we treat the one person, elderly lady who just needs to print a few things. We treat her the same as we do a larger company that needs thousands of postcards or whatever it might be. And that's all we know. We started small and we just little by little got bigger. And, that's my goal always, is to keep that mentality. I want to look like a larger company and be a larger company, but I don't want people to say, yeah, that's kind of like some of the competition where you go in there and you're just a number, and they don't, they won't give you the time of day, unless you're spending a ton of money or something.
So small town service in our little small town of Tucson.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because like definitely I go there regularly. I want to think at least once a month, once every couple of months, I'll have postcards or flyers or something
like
done
this one
to you guys. Exactly, yeah, just like the one we have for our November 11th event. And when you go in there, and I challenge this to you, Kiki and Wesley, it really has a community feel. It really does. And Curtis, you may not have 100% sense, because you're kind of in the middle of the storm there. But as a an outsider, respectively, I'm really comfortable when I go there. It's
awesome.
Not like you say, when I go to the competitors, I feel like I'm in like an empty warehouse kind of feeling, like, hello, is anybody here? Where it's like when I go to Action Print Copy, it's just like as soon as I come in the door, I'm greeted, and like they're they can help me kind of maneuver if I need, or they can just kind of lay back.
Yeah,
and
we
do whatever I need.
We also have self-service machines, so if you walk in and you just need a quick copy, you can do it. Some of the bigger places, you have to put in a credit card. You got to fill out all of your information just to get one copy, and it's crazy. So we have a pretty simple honor system. Somebody walks in, they make some copies, and they tell us, "Hey, I did 20 copies," and all right, out the door.
Yeah.
So it's been working, and we'll just keep doing it, and just keep trying to add new services and just grow for everybody.
Awesome.
What's the biggest project you've ever worked on? Because that's when you're talking about printing. There's got to be something.
You would ask a really long question.
Well,
we only have 20 seconds
left.
Quickly, events are probably we have some events, and I don't always share all the details of that, but might be multi-week events. Golf tournaments.
Okay.
Awesome.
They do a lot, and some other clients that do
and
some
how
pretty
can
involved.
people get a hold of you one last time?
So Tucson, First and Prince, Green Valley. We're off of I-19 on Esperanza. You can reach us at printapc.com or call us if you like. And we're there for you.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Curtis.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much, brother.
Glad to have you.
This is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain, here with Kiki Rogers with Country Financial, also with Wesley Soares with the Tucson Tasty Show.
Stay tasty, Tucson.
Yeah, that's right. And thank you, Kiki, for joining me once again.
It's a pleasure every time.
Yeah, and go to veteranrescuemission.org to find out more about the work we do and all our amazing sponsors that make the show possible.